Dragon Ball Legends has been going on for 7 years, and within those 7 years, they've done nothing but improve upon themselves in terms of animation, and it is a sight to behold. However, despite the fact that I've reacted to a bunch of LFs on the channel, number one, I haven't done as many rankings as I should, so like, comment, and subscribe if you want me to do that. But another key thing is I've never actually ranked my top 10 LFs in the game, or at least what I think the top 10 best LFs actually are. So in this video, I'm gonna do that. Like, comment, subscribe. Obviously, I would love to know your thoughts in the comments below as to what your top 10 looks like. Now, I would like to preface, my top 10 favorite LFs is a completely different list. So again, if you would like that, let me know as well. Now, I'm going to be taking the same kind of format that I did for my Gohan top 10, where I have 10 honorable mentions that aren't ordered, and then I have an actual top 10 that is ordered. The characters in the honorable mentions are the second Namek Goku, MUI Goku from the 4th anniversary, LF God Goku, DBS Broly, Super Baby 2, Super Saiyan 3 Goku, Gogeta Blue, the first one, Go Frieza, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, and the first Perfect Cell. Now, I'm sure that people are going to be debating as to like the fact that these characters in the honorable mention should be top 10. I feel like the 10th spot on this list is the most contentious one, where you could swap out the 10th pick and I wouldn't worry about that. I wouldn't be able to debate you. You can do whatever you want with the 10th spot, I'll be honest. The main ones that I'll really spend time talking about on the honorable mentions are Gogeta Blue, and he could very well easily be on the top 10 on a different day. You know what I mean? I could definitely change my mind on that. He could easily take the 10th spot. Same thing with Perfect Cell and Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta. I feel like those three characters have the best chance actually making it into a top 10. If I was to add a 4th one to that list, I'd pretty go with Go Frieza. And then the rest beyond that, I mean, they could be, but not as close as those guys. Let us get into the top 10 then, my people. Okay, so coming in at number 10 is LF Bardock. Now, I can see this part right here is my favorite part. Right there, I think this is extremely unique. The aura walk, you know what I mean? I really like it. And the animation here is superb. I feel like people don't talk about this one. The way he stares you down there. The effects, bro. The character acting animation there, when he grabs the Ki Blast and shakes his head. Arguably some of the best stuff Legends has ever done. And that's like a 1 second long animation right there. I love this LF. I feel like it doesn't really get talked about at all anymore. This character is completely done as far as like support goes, right? Unless he gets a unique equipment. He's already received a Zenkai. Like, the time for people to talk about it has long passed. I do think he has his place on the 10th spot. I really like looking for choreography, uniqueness, effects work. Those are the 3 key things that I really look for in an LF in order for me to really be impressed by one. There's also a potential 4th where it's like faithfulness, like how well they actually adapt a scene. Bardock is my number 10 pick. I could see how he could be swapped out with people on the honorable mentions. I wouldn't complain. I wouldn't argue with you if you want to do that, but this is how we're doing it for me. Okay, now coming into the number 9th spot, my people, is a character that I don't actually like at all. You know what I mean? Regulars on the channel know that I do not like Omega Shenron in the slightest. However, I mean, I feel like this LF speaks for itself. It's insanely good. Like, the fact that his Dragon Ball like flashes with each Shadow Dragon's power he's using. The fact that he makes use of all of them and it's really paced really well. The effects work is stellar. The choreography is amazing. I hate Omega Shenron and it hurts me to try and praise him at all. But I mean, words can't begin to express like how good this guy's LF actually is. For a character that I feel like, I don't want to say doesn't deserve it, but I wouldn't expect Omega Shenron to be treated this way. Again, it's a character that I don't really like. And I remember what I said at the start of the video where my favorite LFs is a completely different list. This guy doesn't even make it. However, I can't deny the fact that if we're talking about the top 10 LFs in the game, I do think Omega Shenron deserves to be here in spite of my own personal bias against the character. But yeah, that's how I feel about it. Okay, so my number 8th pick is actually a character that I really, really like in this game, bro. It's actually one of my favorite units, despite the fact that I don't even have him. I'm actually really annoyed that I don't have this guy. Fusion Zamasu, bro. This guy's LF is crazy, and it took so long for him to get one. The Blades of Judgment, the eye glint at the beginning there, the smoke clearing to reveal him charging Holy Wrath and throwing it. It's choreographed really well. The camera work here, the effects work. It's everything I want, bro. Amazing windscreen, bro. Amazing windscreen. I'm really happy with that one. I feel like you could argue that he can go higher than number 8. I think LFs in this game have gotten to a point where they like the average one is just really, really good, to the point where it's really hard to make a top 10 in this game. Like, no matter what, you're always missing out on something when you make a top 10. In this game, I think it's especially hard, despite the fact that it actually took me less time to create a list for this video than it did for Dokkan, which is kind of ironic, inspired what I'm saying. The fact that that means that there's 7 LFs in this video that I think are better than his, I mean, that goes to show. Alright, cool. So coming in at number 7, my people, is a character that I feel like back in the day would have been number 1 for me. I do genuinely think that my current number 7 that I've got here, number 1 could just straight up move up. And number 2 was my number 1 LF personally for a bit. I'm not gonna lie. Broly movie Blue Duo, bro. I love this one. The choreography is just insane, bro. I love this, bro. It's so funny how this moment in the movie does nothing, but it's marketed so crazy. But bro, that is so good. It's a really fast one though. I feel like that's comment down below if you prefer like LFs to have a longer duration or a shorter duration. It helps that scene that it's adapting right here is a CGI scene anyway, because the models moving around like that genuinely look perfect. You could argue the source material for this moment kind of looked like a game anyway, you know what I mean? So it would be pretty easy for Legends to recreate it, and I think they did it really well. It just looks really, really clean and seamless. It feels like the FPS is just higher for this LF for some reason. Oh, this really used to be my favorite. It just is what it is. That's just what happens with these gacha games. They continue to roll out new units and they always have to push the, you know what I mean, the envelope in terms of like what's better. So, you know. Alright, cool. Coming in at number 6 on the list is a more recent LF. Now, I was thinking, is this guy better? And then I saw this. This is just insane, bro. That just looks insane. And then, I mean, the reference material for this is out of its world. It's very faithful. It's just insane, bro. Daima is a very good looking show, so it would be pretty easy for them to pull this off. Amazing. And I love the windscreen of him being in Super Saiyan 2 there. Now, my only critique with this guy, which is funny because he's number 6 on the list and he's the only guy that I think so far that I've actually said I have a critique for. Z Broly might be the only character in the game besides Namek, Goku, and Frieza that actually has like an extra asset for him to establish his like scenery. Like they give him a rock to stand on for his LF, right? Why does this guy not get that? Or does he? Hold on, I just need to rewatch this again. I don't remember him getting one. He doesn't. What? Why? Mind you, this came out after Z Broly, so they could have done it. They just, I guess it was just a conscious decision not to. I feel like you could have made it better. I mean, fair enough. Number 6 is Daima Goku. I was kind of wondering if blue like 6 and 7 were interchangeable. Now that I've seen this one a couple of times, I do think this one is better than Blue Duo. Now, if we're talking about which character I think is cooler between LF, Daima Goku, and Blue Duo clears, but you know, it is what it is. Okay, coming in at number 5 is a character that I would argue at one point was my number 1 / number 2. It's Mr. number 1 and number 2, you feel me? Gamma 1 and 2. Core Breaker looks absolutely stunning in this game. I genuinely don't know how they could do this better, by the way. They're gonna figure out some way to come back to this, obviously. But this is just insane and arguably has the best windscreen in the game to this day. You could argue. Bro, the fact they made like a floor for this.
You did great, number 2.
Bro, that is one of the greatest windscreens in the game, bro. Oh my days. I'm so mad that this is only like, what, number 5? They really have been dropping really standout LFs. You know what I mean? I feel like the average LF in this game is always going to look really good. And when they show out, they really show out, which, I mean, they kind of have to, you know what I mean? It's weird. The game's been going on for 7 years. I mean, they have to improve somehow. These guys are in the same situation as Blue Duo. It's like, I feel like I should put them higher because of my personal, like, attachment to the characters. However, I do think that there are 4 characters I like their LFs more than this now. It is what it is. They still look stunning, you know what I mean? I think this is one of the coolest, most fun characters they've dropped in the game too, by the way. Number 5 is LF Gambos. You know what I mean? I could see this being people's number 1. I believe from what I asked on YouTube community posts, some of you guys actually had Gambos really high. Number 5 is relatively high. You know what I mean? It's halfway. But I don't know. Let me know how you feel about that. Now, number 4 on this list is my personal favorite fusion. He made it to the top 10, bro. Yes, it's fusing Super Vegito, aka arguably my top 5 favorite units in the entire game. Bro, they finally took reference material from Kakarot. The effects, the choreography is everything is perfect for this guy, bro. I love it. And his windscreen is amazing. Let's just rob it Gogeta Blue because everyone does it in this game. The key swipe, bro, I love this LF. I never get tired of watching it. I love the cartoon kind of looking smoke that he actually gets. I love this like lightning tracer effect that they've got that they really just took from Kakarot. It just looks so good. And they actually put their own spin on it in the end because he doesn't just do a big bang attack down. He does a Kamehameha, which I remember in a previous video I said that that's a final Kamehameha. It's not. But having Goku and Vegeta in the background as well, the key swipe, yeah, it's crazy, bro. I love this character's LF, bro. So originally I had the first anniversary Super Vegito in the honorable mentions because I do think that LF is stunning and has not aged at all. However, if we're talking about the better Super Vegito LF in this game, this one is much better. Like I can't deny that. I feel like the top 5 is really, really close in terms of like where you might want to swap these around and where I would swap them around. Because I feel like it really depends on what mood I'm in for what LF I like in the top 5 more. Okay, our bronze medal is finally here, my people. Coming in at number 3 on the list of the top 10 best LFs is Transforming Beast Gohan, bro. So this is an LF that actually got completely power crept, by the way. Or like, power crept the previous Beast Gohan. They just did it way better. To the point where they just straight up replaced that guy's LF. Not only is the effects work amazing, bro, the detail, the choreography, and the fact that they went all out and just, bro, this is great, bro. Fun facts about this LF, by the way. Just a testament to how much effort they actually put in. I'm actually really impressed by the devs for doing this because they really didn't have to. This pan model is completely original. It's not in the game anywhere else. There is a sparking red pan, you know what I mean? Everyone's got PTSD from when she was around, you know what I mean? Me included. It's not working. They could have just used that one and it would have been fine. Like, no one would care. But they actually went out of their way to actually make the school outfit model or whatever. So that's actually quite cool. This is way more faithful to Super Vegito, you know what I mean? It just looks way too good, bro. The effects work. The animation is just stellar, bro. The fact that he powers down into his base form, which, by the way, that's the best base Gohan has ever looked as an adult, you know what I mean? Like, this is just a great one, bro. And it's a lot more unique, you know what I mean? Like, not other, how many other LFs in the game, if any, include just like swapping? Okay, there are quite a few that swap model, you know what I mean? Like characters powering down. In fact, BoJack Gohan does that. How many others actually have a character just join in who's completely unrelated to the LF, you know what I mean? That join in for the LF. Like, normally do that. They actually put in a lot more effort into this Gohan than you would actually think. It makes you wonder what happened to Evo. Like Evo Vegeta, Evolution Blue. Whenever they retrain characters or like retread ground, it's not a guarantee that they're gonna do it better. Evolution Blue, everyone agrees to like, no one cares about this LF, you know what I mean? I actually don't even know if people prefer like the new or old one. An example that I can think of in recent time would be fusing Gogeta Blue. There's a fair amount of people that would just straight up argue that the old Gogeta Blue is better than the new one, if we're talking about the LF animation. One has Meteor Explosion, the other one doesn't, you know what I mean? So, I don't know, it depends. It's not always a guarantee that the newer version of a character will have the better LF. But in this situation, I think the amount of effort they put in makes this one a standout. Like, this one just is amazing, and that's why it's number 3. Coming in at number 2, my people, second place is Mr. Second Place, Vegeta, you know what I mean? Daima Super Saiyan 3. Now, the Daima models look insane, and I would argue that Daima Super Saiyan 3 might have the best model in the game if we're talking about how good it actually looks. Like, we're comparing to what the character looks like animated. Again, Daima's source material is way too good. This is just insane, bro. Like, this is way too impressive. The lightning there on the final flash there too. The effects. His aura, his model, his animation. Insane, bro. Like, oh, to the point where I've kind of just actually forgotten how good it really is. Like, I really, really like it. It's just a lot, you know what I mean? It's just a lot. Like, it's just extremely impressive. And it goes on for a long time. Like, I don't know how you can't look at this and have this in number 2, bro. Well, I guess I can see, because I feel like the top 5, you could swap any of them. Because you can like an LF for different reasons. Like, you can think one's better than another for a different reason. If we're talking about which ones impressed me, which I think is actually the top 10, I think that is the second best LF in the entire game. It's gonna take a lot for them to top that one for me, I'm not gonna lie. However, number 2 and number 1 actually came out pretty, like, right next to each other. Because my number 1 pick for the best LF in the entire game is Daima Super Saiyan 4 Goku, bro. This one is just insane, bro. Bro, like, now, if I recall correctly, this guy actually stops the OST playing mid-match. Like, when you actually use this LF. Oh my, bro. Listen, bro, I've been trying to, like, have like a layer of professionalism with this video as opposed to like any other video on the channel, right? I'ma just drop that whole like thing right here. This is the best LF in the game by far, bro. This shit is just cool. Like, this shit is just cool, bro. I don't care what no one says. Like, bro, look at it. Now, fun facts about this. Someone ported this into Sparking Zero, by the way. And it looks insane. Like, bro. Oh my days. I just can't, like. I have nothing to say. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I mean, yeah, they had a really good source material for it. I guess you could say that his windscreen is a little bit boring, you know what I mean? I don't really care, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really give a shit. Like, I think it's insanely good. I don't know what it's gonna take for them to do better than this. Like, I'll be so real. However, the video has come to an end, my people. Like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know your top 10 LFs in Dragon Ball Legends. Obviously, at the end of the day, this is very opinionated. Subjectivity is the aim of the game when it comes to videos like this. You know what I mean? I'm sure that there's LFs that I just straight up didn't mention. I'm sure that there's LFs that maybe I even downplayed. Maybe you agree with the list but not the order. Like, there's a multitude of different things that could be at play here for why you would disagree with this, and that's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? If you want to take a little holistic look at the ranking as a whole, the honorable mentions are right there. The top 10 in order is right here. Again, I could easily see myself changing my opinion. Despite the fact that this video was a lot easier to make than the Dokkan version of this video, I still feel like a lot could change. But that's just how I feel. Like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day today. Stay safe, my people. And goodbye.